another type of system that can convey flexibility, especially in terms of the amount of torque that will be generated, and also the amount of potential that will be greater than the flat belt and the V belt because the term as a chain. So this is an example of a chain that we usually see in terms of the bicycle drive, or probably in terms of the drive of the wheel coming from the wheel up to, or the engine up to the wheel that we have in terms of motorcycle. So this is the most common type of chain that we are using. Okay, this is what usually what we term as the roller chain. Okay, so dalawa ang ibig sabihin yan, chain natin yan. So the chain actually will be connecting two sprockets. Okay, these are the sprockets, and you will notice that the sprocket has a number of feet. And that's parang unit siya. And then this chain, okay, actually will be launched about on the part of the sprocket feet that we have. And these are now what we term as the chain link, and this is now what we term as the hinge. Now, usually the smaller sprocket can be considered to be the driving sprocket, and this one will be the driven sprocket. So the motor is usually connected now on the smaller sprocket. And another type of chain that we are using, okay, if in case a noise is a factor in terms of the usage, instead of using a roller chain, what we can use now is a silent chain, which is now this one. Okay? So itatawag natin na silent chain. Dalawang klase yan. So the silent, it means that if the noise will be a factor in terms of the usage, therefore we cannot simply what we term as a silent chain. So dalawang klase, it's either a roller chain, okay, or a silent chain. Now what are the advantages of a roller chain or a silent chain for this one? Okay, so para sa slip, okay, we can now eliminate the slip between the sprocket and the chain dahil nakakapit siya. Unlike in a flat belt and a V belt, usually, lalo na sa V belt, sa flat belt, there's usually what we term as a slip on that. Now, pagdating naman sa V belt, kaya nawawala yung slip natin kasi meron tayong groove. Now, whereas, okay, if you are using now a chain, talaga nakakapit siya, therefore yung slippage will be eliminated completely. And then, can be used for both long as well as short distances, having a higher transmission capacity, up to 98%, less load on the shaft, okay, transmit motion to several shaft by one chain only. Kung makikita natin yan, yung parang sa ano, ang example yan, isang chain lang ginagamit nila pero marami tayong sprocket na pinagkabit-kabit. Ang example niya, best example niya, doon sa mga gumagawa ng o yung nagluluto ng lechon manok. Diba? Isang direction lang siya, ikat. Marami siyang pinaikot, pero isang chain lang siya. Okay, nakapit ngayon dun sa pinaka-sprockets natin na yan. Right? It permits high speed ratio up to 10 in one step, can be operated under adverse temperature and atmospheric condition. Now, also, there will be certain disadvantages for that. Sometimes the production cost between the belt and the flat belt, kaya mas mataas ng konti ang chain natin dahil metal siya. Okay, take note that the sprocket as well as the chain are metal. So meron din siyang medyo mas malaki ang wear niya, and also nagpa-fluctuate din siya dahil minsan hindi natin na i-stretch ang metal natin. Okay? So let's now go to the chain that we have. Alright. So this will be the cross-section of a chain. Okay? So bush rolling chain consists of an outer plate or pin link. Ito yung mga pin links natin. Kaya dito natin kinakabit yan. So pag tinanggal natin itong pin na yan, pwede natin pag-iwalayin yan. Kaya naiwalay natin yan kasi may pin naman siya rito. Tanggalin lang natin ito yan, pin yan. Okay? Now, the other type is usually what we term as a silent chain. Ang diferensya naman ng silent chain natin dito is something like this one. Ito, forma niya. Kaya again, may pin din tayo ron. So, ganyan naman forma natin dyan. Yan ang tinatawag natin na roller chain at saka yung tinatawag natin na silent chain. Now, just like in the design of by V-belt, whenever we want to design the V-belt, the most common analysis that intensity of a V-belt is that we determine first what? The section of the belt. Okay? Why we determine the section of the belt? Because if there will be no section, or if we do not know the section of the belt, we cannot actually use the equation. Because all of this equation, based on the V-belt, will be based upon the section of the belt. At ang data natin na yan. Okay? So, ganun din dito sa chain natin. Whether it will be a silent chain or roller chain, the thing that we need to determine first before using the equation, okay, for the chains is to determine first the pitch of the chain. What's the pitch of the chain? So if I measure the distance from the center of this bushing to another bushing, and that theta is now what we term as the pitch of a chain. Kaya yung haba niya, gano'ng kalapad yan. Now, pagdating naman sa roller chain, ganun din. If I measure the distance from this center to the center of another bushing, that's now what we term as the pitch of the chain. Okay? So the most equation or the consideration is that before using the particular equation for the chain, we need to determine first the pitch of the chain. Okay? Now, how do you determine the pitch of the chain? An empirical equation can be used to determine the pitch of the chain. This is now given by this particular equation. Okay? That's how we determine the pitch of the chain. So it means that your P represents now the pitch of the chain and your N represents now the RPM of the smaller sprocket. Just like in a V-belt, we said that the basis for the design of a V-belt is always taken on the smaller or the driving shape that we have. Now, pagdating natin sa chain, whether it will be silent chain or roller chain, the basis of the design will always taken now on the driving sprocket or the smaller sprocket. So, knowing the RPM of the smaller sprocket, you use this particular equation to determine now the pitch of the chain. Now, notice that there's now this particular condition. The pitch that you will be using, okay, for the chain should be equal to this number, or if in case walang ka-equal, it should be lesser than this number. So, therefore, this will be your basis for determining the pitch of the chain. It should be equal. Yung value nito, kung yung tatawag natin na chain, should be equal to this number, or if not, kung walang ka-equal, it should be less than, not greater than. Okay, no greater than. Di pa pwede greater. So, be equal to or less than that one. Now, so what about now the pitch? So, paano ba yung pitch natin yan? Again, going back to the figure, pag sinabi natin pitch, yung distansya na yan. Kaya na ginagamit natin. Now, in terms of chain number or the chain, okay, in determining the pitch of the chain, if I want to determine the pitch, okay, of the chain that we have, okay, this pitch usually be given in terms of a chain number. Okay, meron siyang tinatawag na chain number. So, what's that? After using this particular equation for that particular condition, okay, we determine this chain number of this one. So, eto ngayon will be based again now on the chain number. So, dalawang klase chain number natin. Meron tayong tinatawag na RC number and an SE number. Okay? What is this one? This will be what we term as the roller chain number, and this one will be what we term as the silent chain number. So, dalawa yan, ha? There's an SE number, an SE, and RC number. And take note that an RC number and SE number are standard. Meaning, these are actually the chain standard sizes that we will be using. Usually, ginagamit natin yan. Our textbook actually gives us now the value for the chain number that we have, whether it will be a silent chain or roller chain. Now, ano ngayon yung mga RC number natin? Alright, as particular, kunin natin yung RC number muna. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Alright. So, dun sa RC number, pag sinabi natin RC, okay, number natin na yan. This RC number is presented now by a number. So, meron tayong RC something. Palagay natin merong RC 25, meron tayong RC 41, then meron tayong RC 100. Supposing these are the number. Okay, now, so what does this number mean? Okay, ano ibig sabihin yan? So, if you are using a roller chain number, this chain number represents two particular data that is now used in determining the sizes of the chain. The number to the right of the chain number, which is now equivalent to 5, 1, and 0, will give us an idea on what type of chain that we are using. Okay? So the numbers to the right of the chain number, this one, represents now the type of chain we are using. So if the number is 5, if the last number is 5, it means that you are using now a rollerless bushing chain. Okay? If the last number is 1, it means that you are using now a lightweight chain. And if the last number is 0, it means that you are using now a chain of usual proportion. The most common type of chain that we are using. Okay? So that 5, 1, and 0 represents now the type of chain that you are using. Now, the numbers to the left of the chain number, this is now 2. Okay, yung 4 natin and 10 represents now the pitch of the chain. Ito kinoconsider natin na pitch ng chain natin. Yan ngayon ang standard pitch natin. Such that if you are using, let's say, an RC25, you're using what? A rollerless bushing chain with a pitch equivalent now to 2. Okay, pag meron tayong RC41, okay, meron tayong lightweight chain, ang pitch natin equivalent now to 4. Ang RC100 natin, okay, again, ang usual proportion, ang pitch natin equivalent now to 10. Now, paano natin ko-convert yan sa distance? So, kaya length or distance natin. How do you determine that? Now, all of these numbers that you have will now be multiplied by 1/8 inches. Lahat ito should be multiplied by 1/8 inches, which is now the standard. So, lahat ng numbers to the left of the chain number will now be multiplied by 1/8 inches. Kaya kung meron tayong 2/8, 1/4 inch, ito naman ay 1/2 inch, ito naman ay 10/8 inches. Ibig sabihin, pag RC25 tayo, kaya RC25, pag wala rin ito hanggang dun, that is now equivalent now to 1/4. Ang ibig sabihin yan. Okay, so all numbers to the left of the chain number will now be multiplied by 1/8 inches. Now, what are the standard roller chain number? As given from this table, these are now the standard chain number. This can be taken also from your textbook. Meron tayo yan, nasa libro natin yan. Okay? So these are the numbers, or these are now what the term a roller chain number. Again, yung 5 natin represents what? A rollerless bushing chain. 1 represents a lightweight chain. Then 0 represents the chain of usual proportion. So lahat ng number to the left, yung 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, should now be multiplied by 1/8 inches. Okay? That will now give you the exact pitch of chain that we have. Now, take note that these are the standard, meaning you do not add, okay, or decrease something into this one. So do not add something to that. Palagay natin, sir, wala tayong RC70. Wala talagang RC70. Hindi tayo pwedeng mag-interpolate between this. No interpolation because these are already the standard given sizes of the pitch. Okay, wala tayong RC110. Wala ring RC, palagay natin na ito. RC43 or 41, wala tayo nun. Okay, wala ring RC110, wala so on and so forth. That these are now the standard sizes that we have. Okay? So, wala tayong interpolation because those are standard. Now, so ano ibig sabihin yan? Ibig sabihin, if I go back to the equation that we have, like this one, the pitch that you will be using, okay, should be, what? Equal to this, or probably kung walang ka-equal, should be less than. Paglagay natin, pumatak ka banda rito. Okay? Pero wala, let's say, 39. Eh, wala namang 39. Kasi 39, wala nun. So, hindi mo pwedeng kunin ng 40. Pwede natin siguro, kaya itong gamitin na natin kung walang ka-equal. Okay? O kaya, mas maliit sa kanya. Okay? It should be equal to or less than that. Okay? This is what we term as the chain number. Now, what about now the silent chain number? Sa silent chain number, you will notice from the table, nag-isa lang siya. Okay? Palagay natin SC3, SC10, SC12. Palagyan natin gano'n lang. Now, in the silent chain number, we do not have this one. Wala tayo nito. These are only represented in terms of the roller chain. Okay? So, in the silent chain number, what you have are simply the pitch of the chain. Ito na ngayon yung pitch ng chain natin. Meaning, if you are using an SC3, the pitch will be equivalent to 3, multiplied by 1/8 inches again. Ito naman ay 10 multiplied by 1/8 inches. Ito naman will be equivalent na to 12 multiplied by 1/8 inches. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng number na yan should now be multiplied by 1/8 inches. That is now the standard. Okay?
Sir, yung 41, 40. Nauna pa talaga yung 40.
Ganun talaga yan. Kasi yung 1 natin, magkaiba naman yung 40 at 41. Kasi yung 40 natin is what? Chain of usual proportion. And 1 is what? A lightweight chain. Okay? So, yan yan.
41 lang talaga.
41 lang talaga. Walang 51. Walang 61. Okay? Wala rin siyang 105. Wala rin siyang 125. Isa lang yan. Dalawa lang yung 5 natin. Okay? 25 and 35. Isa lang yung 41 natin. Okay? So, these are taken. Now, so this one, this silent chain number now represents now this one. So, all of those numbers should now be multiplied by 1/8 inches. Okay? Now, in your textbook, what is given is the roller chain number. We do not have the silent chain number value for that. But if you have the textbook by other textbook in machine design, let's say Valiance or probably Black and Adams, they give you the value for the silent chain number. Okay? So So, pwede ilagay na lang sa libro yan. Kasi nakalagay na sa libro natin, yung chain number lang natin. RC number lang. Okay, wala yung silent chain number. And you cannot use the roller chain number for a silent chain number. Okay, di pwede pagsamahin yung dalawang yan. So, wala, separate sila. Now, so, after you have now determined the chain number, whether it will be silent or roller chain, the next thing that we need to determine is how many teeth that we will be having on this sprocket. Di ba? Kasi kung babalikan natin itong figure natin dito, yung teeth natin, yung sprocket natin has a number of teeth. And in order for us to complete the design of the chain, it's not only the chain that we are concerned with, but it's also the sprocket design. So we need to determine how many teeth will be required, okay, for this chain, especially in terms of the smaller and the bigger sprocket. And to compute for that, we can now have this consideration. Ito na yung ginagamit natin equation for determining the number of teeth, one for the roller chain and the other one for the silent chain. So ano ibig sabihin ito? If your pitch will only be up to 1 inch, ano ba yung 1 inch natin dito? RC ano yun? Ano RC natin? Pag 1 inch. Ano dito ang 1 inch na pitch?
80.
RC what?
RC 80.
RC 80, di ba? 8 over 8, di ba? 8 over 8 is 1. So if your pitch is only up to 1 inch, okay, you use this equation, 40 over P plus 4. You add that. But if your pitch will be greater than 1 inch, up to 2.5, therefore you add now 5 to that, which is now this one. Okay? Now, if it is a silent chain, this will be the equation for this one. Yung silent chain natin yan. So, dalawang klase. Okay, you have two equations for the roller chain and one equation for determining the minimum number of teeth on a silent chain. Now, doon sa equation natin, okay, let's consider this one. Equivalent now to 40 over P plus 4. Palagay lang natin. Okay? Ano itong minimum ito? And yung minimum number of teeth on the small or driving sprocket, okay? So that is now the minimum number of teeth on the smaller driving sprocket, it's the minimum. Okay, pag minimum, ibig sabihin, ang gina-consider natin. Now, ano yung di natin dyan? This is now what we term as the sprocket or diameter. So what's that? If this is, let's say, a sprocket, ito yung pinaka-sprocket natin. Okay? Ito ngayon tinatawag natin na sprocket bore diameter. That is your D. Okay? Dito na kaya, nakalagay. Kung ito yung motor natin, if this will be the motor. Okay? Doon sa motor natin, we have now what? A small shaft. Okay, that small shaft is where we connect the sprocket. So therefore, ito yung tinatawag natin na nilalagay natin yan, sprocket bore diameter. Now, so usually, in order for us to determine the sprocket bore diameter on that day, we need to determine it from a certain table. Shaft diameter siya. Okay, now the problem is that in our textbook fields, it lacks that particular data. But some other textbook and machine design, as long as you know the horsepower of the motor or the horsepower of the driving motor, you will be given a corresponding value for the sprocket bore diameter. Kasi etong din natin yan, corresponds now to this given diameter horsepower. Pag alam natin to, makukuha mo yung tinatawag natin as sprocket bore diameter, which is now this one. Now, the problem is, in our textbook phase, it does not give you that table. But other textbook and design, okay, meron siyang tinatawag na NEMA table. Yung NEMA table, actually, yun yung pinagtutuunan natin ng sprocket bore diameter. Okay? Now, so the dilemma is that, if you do not know the sprocket bore diameter, even though you know the pitch, okay, how can you now determine the minimum number of teeth on the sprocket teeth? Alright, now, so if in case this value will not be given, okay, at kulang tayo ng data, and we need to determine the sprocket bore diameter, our textbook gives us now a certain value for the minimum number of teeth based on a certain particular condition. Sa textbook natin, from our textbook, it says that the minimum number of teeth, sprocket teeth that you can have for the smaller sprocket ranges from 11 teeth up to 144 teeth. So, ibig sabihin, you can use any number, okay, from 11 up to 144 teeth, that will give it more or less the minimum number of teeth on this sprocket, smaller sprocket. Okay, small sprocket yan. Now, so since masyadong malawak yung quantities natin, di ba? So I can use 11, pwede nyo gamitin 12, pwede natin gamitin 13 or 144 or 100. Depende yan. Now, since medyo malawak yan, yung range ng choices natin is much greater, okay, ang nangyari na lang, for good design, meron din sa binigay, that for good design of the minimum number of teeth on this bracket, we can have the T minimum can now be equivalent now to from 17 teeth up to 24 teeth na lang. Okay? So instead of choosing 11 to 144, for good design of this bracket in small bracket, we can have that the minimum number of teeth can range from 17 teeth up to 24 teeth, or use the minimum equivalent now to 17 teeth. Ayan. So pwede ng 17. Okay? As the minimum number of teeth on bracket. Anyway, pasok pa rin siya dun sa range natin. Okay?